Top motorsports driver and team owner Justin Peck, number 49, is a whirlwind of inspiration, and now he's publishing his life story. It's called Bulletproof, where he shares his tale of addiction, beating death, and overcoming mental illness. And he joins us now and with more on this incredible memoir. It's great having you, Justin.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So let's talk about this book, the inspiration behind it. I think mental health issues, it's something that many people suffer from in America, throughout the world, but it's kind of a silent thing. Not a lot of people bring it to the forefront. What was the inspiring factor to put this on paper and share it with the world?
For me, it truly started as something that I was writing for my children. Mm-hmm. I wanted to provide them information so as they got older, they could read about their daddy. They could understand what he was going through and ultimately, why I acted like I acted. Mm-hmm. And one chapter turned into 2 chapters, and then 2 turned into 10, and 10 turned into an ultimate 38. So wow. You're 100% correct when you say that people don't talk about it, and it's more the realization of why they don't talk about it. The way that I'm wired is every time that I talk about a story, I relive it every single time. And so I run the risk of falling back into those states.
Well, it's important that people do get to read this and know that they're perhaps not alone. What got you into such a dark place in the first place,
You know what, to be honest, when we have this disorder, we don't know that we have it. When we're in a depressive state, we're tired or we don't feel well, and so we find ourselves, staying in bed for months at a time. Yeah. On the flip side of that, the balance of that is the manic phase, and so we're super creative, super motivated. For me at that particular time, I was going through the depressive state, and I learned that it can be pretty brutal. Absolutely.
At what point did it click for you, for you to kind of step outside of yourself, see where you were, and say enough is enough? I need to make a change.
So the defining moment in my life was roughly 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. Woke up just like a normal, typical morning. I went upstairs, I kissed my kids before they went to school. I went out back, I grabbed my dog like I have done forever, threw the dog in the truck, and went off for my daily tasks. Well, it wasn't too long before I found myself at the top of a canyon that I had frequented quite often to kind of unplug for the world. And as I'm watching my dog run around with her joy and happiness, I was listening to my music and writing some things down to some friends and family. And in a brief moment of rational thinking into irrational thought, I reached over and grabbed the pistol that was sitting next to me. Wow. I loaded it, I put it to my head, and I pulled the trigger. And it was that moment that I realized that I had a bigger purpose than I was thinking at that time. I knew that something was wrong, and so through the processes of going to a couple doctors, we ended up putting the class 1 bipolar on my list of what was going on. Wow. So for right now, I mean, what I'm trying to do now is just bring awareness to the whole thing. Yeah. The stigma needs to go away. We're no different than anybody else. My shoes go on just like yours. My pants go on one leg at a time. And if I can explain and help people through that process, I mean, that ultimately is my life goal.
Absolutely. Justin, an incredible story, and looking forward to reading it. And what an apropos name, by the way, Bulletproof. My goodness. Justin, it's great talking to you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, off-road racer, number 49, Justin Peck, truly overcame all odds. You want more information on his life and memoir, Bulletproof, you can just visit the website on your screen. Justin is a proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.